Good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it is. Today I'm going to be taking a bit of a gamble and talking about JJK 250 spoilers. Now I've never really done anything like this before, but this chapter was like so fire that I had to take a step back and be like, I gotta talk about this. Everyone in this chapter was straight cooking. Starting off with Yuta, he moving like DJ Khaled in that one song, cause all he do is win, no matter what. On some 2016 Warriors type timing, he can't lose. The streets were telling me that bro was in Africa. Then he cooked up Kenjaku. They were saying he couldn't do a one-on-one. Then he pulled up on Sukuna. Then they said that he didn't have a domain, and he proved them all wrong. That boy's straight feasting right now, and in this chapter, he's showing no signs of slowing down. The next man to cook up is the greatest duos partner of all time, Yuji Itadori. He's the type of guy to average 1,000 damage and 10 assists per match. He's stay carrying. This chapter also got to see him cook up too, which is always a W to see. And as for Sukuna, he keeps doing Sukuna things. The only one who really isn't doing much is Rika, but nobody cares about her. But anyway, let's get into this video. So we start off this chapter coming off seeing Yuta's domain. Unlimited blade work, true and mutual love. Whack ass name, but since the domain is tough, I'll let it slide. With this chapter, we finally get some insight into what his domain actually does. So every sword in his domain has a curse technique that he's copied, but the catch is, he doesn't know which curse technique is imbued within the sword, so basically, he's gambling. Shout out Hikari. And another thing, there's an infinite amount of swords, so he won't run out. All the curse techniques of those poor African sorcerers. No wonder Gato loved this man so much, bruh. He a colonist at his court. Anyway, Yuta uses Drub's curse technique, which if you already forgot, is the technique of that old ass man Yuta cooked up back in chapter 173. This technique allows the user to apply an inviolable barrier to the Shikigami's path, aka a sure hit. He lets them fly, and Yuji comes in with 2 right hooks that have Sukuna's soul shaking. Then Rika comes in from the top, but Sukuna presses circle and dodges it. But this gave time for Yuta's first attack to hit, and they finally get a lick in. We move on and we see the next bag Yuta stole was MJ's, cause look at that air time, that boy is floating. Then we see Sukuna state that thanks to Gojo he can't expand his domain, his RCT output is low, and his cursed energy is down to Yuta level, which is still a lot, but that's like comparing LeBron's legacy to like Russell Westbrook's. Both are good, but like one is still obviously better than the other. Then on the next page, we see Yuji pull up with this caution. Entered the pool feet first as form, and he pulls up on Sukuna. Meanwhile, the Sneak Nation president Yuta comes in over here from behind. He gets parried, but we see that Yuji has Sukuna's soul shaking again. He remarks that Yuji seems to be able to sense Megumi's soul within, and that with every attack, he's not only weakening Sukuna's connection, but reducing his CE output. And reading this, I had to simply pause, put the phone down, and jump up and down, cause our boy really making waves, man. Feels too good to be true. And look at the way he was holding his arm, bruh. He about to rip that shit clean off. But Sukuna ain't rocking with that. He gets ready to dismantle Yuji, which got him hitting the wallahi unfinished. But Yuta comes in clutch with the cursed speech. He tells that boy, don't move, and comes in with the thin icebreaker. He sends bro flying, and then Rika joins in on the fun, getting in a 2-hand tomahawk jam on him, then sending him back down. And Yuji and Yuta both got that chase down on Hall of Fame. Cause look at this form, man. Them boys are locked in. That's what I like to see. Then we see Sukuna come out the dust, the same form that he used versus Maharaga in that one episode. Yuji and Yuta both realize what's happening, but it's too late, and he gets some licks in. Then he proceeds to violate the hell out of Rika, catching her face with them whack ass toes of his, and then turning her hand into a midnight snack. She's out here getting cooked front, back, and center. But hey, even Sukuna had to pause for a second and give these two their props. Although I'm like 99% sure if Yuta wasn't there, he wouldn't have said shit. He avoided giving that nigga Yuji props like he's the plague, some sibling type energy. He asked them what they've been doing this past month for them to improve so much, and Yuji starts saying some perseverance and hard work. But Yuta shuts that down. He straight up says that they cheated. He really is Shoko's son at heart. And I know bro was the type of kid to remind the teacher that they forgot to hand out the homework. No wonder his ass was putting up wilt numbers in the bullying department. I would have done the same. But hey, back to what Yuta said. Remember in chapter 196, the sumo guy named Miyo had that domain that let him and Maki do over 1,000 rounds of sumo in 1 minute? Which is hella crazy. Y'all say lazy writing, I say thinking outside the box. Or inside, whatever. So I think that it's very possible that they use this as a hyperbolic time chamber to train. I also saw somewhere on Twitter that they were saying that they used the prison realm to train in there, which would have been also crazy. I don't know how they would do that, but Hey, let Gege cook. Back to the fight, we get my two favorite panels right here with both Yuta and Yuji. And seeing Yuji use reverse curse technique after hearing all those punch kick merchant and no bag allegations was really enough to make a grown man cry. I'm so proud of him right now. During this, Yuta remarks that thanks to Gojo, they have been able to have enough time to use reverse curse technique. If Sukuna wasn't weakened, he would have cooked them right now in an instant. And Yuji himself states that even though that he hates to admit it, they're fighting the strongest right now. And he don't even want to imagine what's gonna happen if they lose here. So they both gotta lock in. Oh yeah, Rika was at the bottom of this panel here too, but who really cares? They all pull up and Yuta comes in with Charles's technique, which is G War Staff. If y'all don't remember this is the technique that Kenjaku gave bro. It allows a person to see 1 second into the future every single time you hit your opponent. Basically, observation hockey, but not it at the same time, because you have to see your opponent for it to work. With this, Yuta says weave and comes in with a slash from the left. Then, in true Jujutsu Kaisen fashion, Rika and Yuji both come in and pound Sukuna. No pause. While he's getting his shit rocked, Sukuna goes over the 6 curse techniques he's seen so far, aka Jacob's Ladder, Earl's technique, space manipulation, Drub's technique, Inumaki's technique, curse speech, and G-Staff. Sukuna also figures out that since Yuta doesn't have 6 eyes, he can't use Limitless, so that's out of the question. But this is where Yuta starts cooking. He calls ISO on Sukuna, uses Earl's technique as bait, and pierces through. Sukuna catches it, but that's exactly what Yuta wanted. In the next panels, we see that Yuta somehow managed to copy Sukuna's cleave, and he gets hit with his own attack. Now, there is hella speculation going on how the hell he did this, cause we know he needs like an arm or a body part when he's not in his domain. So how did he do this? Well, something I was thinking of is that since that we know that his technique is copy, and domains are usually the reflection of a curse technique, once someone is in his domain, he can immediately copy a technique, which would be really broken, but it would make sense. Either way, we'll probably figure it out next week. Anyway, if y'all want me to do this again, leave a like or something in the comments, and I got you. Also, comment down your predictions for the next chapter. Do you think Sukuna is gonna cook up? Will Yuji's curse technique finally be revealed? Will another character die, aka Yuta? Honestly, it's hard to tell. Gege's just like that. But anyway, I'll see y'all next week. Before we end it off, this video was sponsored by Anime Express. Anime Express has a variety of merchandise from all your favorite animes, such as Jujutsu Kaisen, Naruto, Demon Slayer, One Piece, and others. They got a variety of stuff and cool things, such as hoodies, t-shirts, necklaces, and this dope ass sword over here. Personally, my favorite is the Choso hoodie, cause as much as I be hating on bro, this shirt is tough as hell. And if you want 10% off, use my code NOAH10 at checkout. Link in the description. And yeah, thanks for watching.